Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, thank you for the opportunity given to me at the first HISPC International Conference on Humanities, Education, Law, and Social Science. This morning, I would like to present my paper with the title Clinical Flagship Student Perspective During Online Learning. The coronavirus that causes COVID-19 impact all lifelines, including education, teaching, and learning. Distance learning makes students learn independently, finding other learning sources as support, knowing that it was initially carried out face-to-face in class. The doctor is one of the professionals who dramatically determine the quality of public health service. Stage to produce a professional doctor through academic setting at the Faculty of Medicine with a Sarjana Kedokteran degree. The next step is the stage of professional education carried out in health service institution in teaching hospital. Medical education includes clinical and non-clinical skill training, including clinical practice, following applicable medical procedure at teaching hospital according to the skill level listed in the competency standard for Indonesian doctor. It is, it is not easy to regulate the clinical practice activity system for medical professional education students when the continuing at the hospital during the pandemic to gain knowledge and skill following predefined competencies. Changing the method of medical education in the pandemic era with distance learning is a new challenge. Aspect of clinical skills, experience with patient and professionalism is aspect cannot be replaced by the online method. The method used in this study is a mixed method. The satisfaction rate for receiving the learning model is processed descriptively quantitatively. The perspective on implementing the learning model is described qualitatively. 41 clinical practice students at I department in satellite teaching hospital were interviewed in the phase of the pandemic learning period. They received a new learning model, presentation and making slides, searching for journal, post-test with interactive quiz, making video of physical examination, and studying infographic. In Table 1, we can see that the characteristics of the respondent are those who have just graduated from university, have only had one or two rotations in other departments, and the waiting time for the pandemic has been more than 8 months. But the positive thing is that most of them have received complete COVID-19 vaccination. The level of satisfaction in receiving new model learning in online condition, the interactive post-test about 96%, and maybe because of the giving of prize and interactive quiz, that was fun for them. The presentation of the Zoom meeting platform also didn't seem to be a bother of them for them. Statistic satisfaction level above 95%. They also happy and satisfied with making videos, interactive slides, and infographic in education. Unfortunately, reviewing journals only has a satisfaction rate of around 90%. This may be because there are no specific techniques that are fun for them in reviewing a journal in fun. In this study, we categorize qualitative data into the benefit of new learning outcome. The first is difficulty during new learning activity uh, while waiting for the pandemic and hope for further education. Student service, train various kind of soft skill in understanding creativity, in making video animation, excellent and valuable for preparation before starting education at the teaching hospital. The benefit of this new learning can also refresh understanding, and it can still run the stage even though it is still in a pandemic period. With online education during the phase, clinical practice students must understand more about technology because during the online period, they will use many platforms such as Zoom, Google Meeting, and other media. Learning difficulties during the pandemic will clearly be seen for clinical practice students. The most prominent and most is prominent is the difficulty of the Wi-Fi network. Even though most of the students are in Jakarta, there are some students who have returned to their hometowns. The main obstacle that is feel the absence of the patient meeting directly, and this makes the student feel less exploring social experience with patient in the hospital. In learning during the pandemic period for flexible clinical student, one of the problems that must be faced in waiting for rotation to enter the teaching hospital stage. Some students spend their time taking online courses, for example, online electrocardiogram, reading courses, English courses, instead of just making dalgona coffee, watching Netflix, or making TikTok. In the end, all we hope that this pandemic will end so that the clinical practice student can meet again with patient at the teaching hospital along the COVID-19 vaccination coverage for co-workers who have entered the second stage. From the above research, it can be concluded that the new learning methods for clinical practice students in the eye department of a satellite teaching hospital are fun and useful. But learning in the teaching hospital must be done because they have to face the patient face to face. Hopefully, in the future, many research can develop various learning techniques for clinical practice students over long distance. This is our presentation. Hope it will be useful. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Pemeriksaan segmen anterior pada mata. Sebelum memulai pemeriksaan, dijelaskan dulu alat yang digunakan. Pemeriksaan diharuskan mencuci tangan terlebih dahulu sesuai dengan 6 langkah WHO. Pemeriksaan pertama yang dilakukan adalah pemeriksaan palpebra atau kelopak mata. Pasien diminta untuk menutup dan membuka matanya kembali. Hal yang dilaporkan pada pasien ini tidak ditemukan ada tanda-tanda peradangan pada palpebra dan tidak ditemukan adeptosis, spasme, lagophthalmos, ektropion atau intropion, dan bulu-bulu mata yang masuk ke arah konjungtiva atau trichiasis. Pemeriksaan selanjutnya adalah pemeriksaan kamera okular anterior, di mana pemeriksa akan mengarahkan slit lamp atau senter dari arah 45 derajat atau temporal untuk menilai COA-nya apakah dalam atau dangkal, apakah hipopion atau perdarahan berupa ini dapat bermanfaat bagi teman-teman semuanya.